So, in the previous episode of this podcast, I talked about Beyonce Knowles and her very ill considered foray into what she's calling country music. And apparently, a lot of Beyonce Knowles fans, well, a few Beyonce fans, didn't really care to hear it. And I was actually kind of amused by that. You know, there are fandoms in almost anything that you can kind of look at and just kind of say it's like, that's not so much a fandom as it is a cult. And the Beyonce fandom, is definitely a cult. You hear these people regurgitate some of these absolutely ridiculous talking points. Say it's like, that kind of got bandied around. That's not so much a fandom, basically from within the industry by people that are just trying to make money. And the Beyonce fandom, is definitely a cult. You hear these people regurgitate some of these absolutely ridiculous talking points that kind of got bandied around, basically from within the industry by people that are just trying to make money. They're just kind of, it's like a cash grab. And they figure that they have to be able to defend it. And so then you hear all of these different little talking points. I think that maybe the most amusing one that I heard was like, oh, she's blazing the trail for black country music artists. It's like, no, the fuck are you talking about? The fuck are you talking about? You don't fucking know. You don't even fucking know. Like, how can you say that Beyonce Knowles has stumbled into this genre and now she's blazing a trail for other people through this genre when she can't sell she can't sell a record? They're complaining about her. They're complaining about her ticket sales on her tour. They're slashing ticket prices just to try to close out the rest of the building. And you think that she's blazing a trail for black? Like, if anything, the trail was already blazed for her by people like Charlie Pride and Darius Rucker, and she just kind of rolled over and decided that she was going to take a big steaming dump in the middle of that trail. That's what happened. It's not blazing a trail for anything. I would say that if anything, probably there's going to be a few black country music artists trying to come forward in this genre. And outside of the boardroom of some record company, they're going to find that they're going to have a bit more of a difficult time, specifically because of Beyonce Knowles. Don't tell me she's blazing trails. It's ridiculous. Like, she's a pioneer of country music. Like, Charlie Pride never existed. Like, Darius Rucker isn't a person. Jesus. Ridiculous. It's enough to kind of remind me that, there was always that Beyonce cult. Even Kanye West was part of that Beyonce cult at one point. I think that by now, probably still, nobody's ever forgotten about when she did when he did that thing at the Grammys, where he rushed the stage and he grabbed the mic away from Taylor Swift after she had just won some award that she was competing against Beyonce Knowles for, and it was like, I'm gonna let you finish, but Beyonce Knowles had one of the best albums of all time, or whatever the hell it was that he said. And now I just kind of feel like maybe the best thing that could actually possibly happen, like in music in general, is like if we could just pit those two cults against each other. Just have them go to war with each other. Oh, I really wouldn't go so far as to say that these things are problems. They're pretty silly in the long and short of it. But if you want to go so far as to pretend that any of this is a problem, maybe that's two problems that could solve each other. Because, God knows, you can't say anything negative about Beyonce Knowles, no matter how bad, one particular album from her might have been. And in this case, it definitely was. And of course, God knows that you can't say anything about Taylor Swift. like at all. You can't say anything even remotely negative about Taylor Swift because then the Swifties are after you. Is there some way that we can get the Swifties and whatever the hell they call Beyonce Knowles fans? Is it the Beyhive? They call themselves the Beyhive or something like that. If we could get the Swifties and the Beyhive to go to war with each other and just like I don't know. Okay, obviously, I don't want this to be. I don't want this to be like a Tupac Shakur, Notorious B.I.G. thing. I don't want to see anybody dead. I think that almost maybe I'd rather just. I'd like to see. Maybe I just like to see some injuries. No, I don't even really want to see that. But I do think that it would be funny to see the two. Arguably maybe the two most obnoxious fan bases in all of music just go right at each other and leave the rest of us alone for a little while. And maybe even get so busy fighting each other that maybe the rest of us can just, have some sanity for a little while. I don't remember who it was, but I think it was maybe about a year ago. There was that guy from the, I think it was 2 years ago. Yeah, it was during the first, it was during the first Taylor Swift, Travis Kelsey Super Bowl run. And one of the guys from Barstool Sports came out and said, it's like, I don't believe that they're dating until I see a sex tape. And all of these feminist Swifties all went just absolutely berserk. Like they were freaking right out over this. And it's like, it's a joke. Like the guy doesn't, like he obviously doesn't mean it. Like it's a silly joke about a silly fascination. Just let it go. But no, no, couldn't do that. That had to be like a whole internet controversy for a couple of days. And you know what that guy said about Taylor Swift is nothing compared to what I have to say about Taylor Swift and Travis Kelsey. Because I don't believe the Taylor Swift Travis Kelsey thing either. Like even after going on 2 years of this, I still don't I still don't believe it because I couldn't I couldn't even picture the two of them having sex because I couldn't picture Taylor Swift having sex. I don't think that I honestly, I firmly believe that she does not do that. I think that she doesn't do that. I actually think that Taylor Swift is kind of like Skipper from the Barbie movie, who you don't actually see in the Barbie movie, but she's alluded to in the Barbie movie. But she was like a refugee from Barbie Land that somehow made it into the real world, and it was a whole incident that Hasbro had to go cover up. I think that this is a similar thing. I think that I think that Taylor Swift is a refugee from Barbie Land. I don't even think that she has genitalia. I promise you. That sounds ridiculous. I promise you that I will pretend forever that I do believe that that is true. And now that I've made that joke on this podcast, last week I had a whole bunch of angry Beyonce Knowles fans coming at me. Now this week I'm probably going to have a whole bunch of angry Taylor Swift fans coming at me. If I could just get the two of them to fight each other instead of fighting me, then I'm totally in the clear, and I can just continue to profess this belief that I do not truly believe. Or I guess alternatively, I could just continue to not care what either one of those fan bases really thinks. Because you know what? I mean, I actually don't mind Taylor Swift at all. No, actually, I really don't. And like, I thought that her country music was actually pretty good. I think maybe that's something that we could set the Beyonce Knowles fans off about was that Taylor Swift, she was she was legitimate in that industry, and Beyonce isn't. And maybe just the jealousy over that is maybe something that could set the Beyhive. Is it the Beyhive? I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to call it the Beyhive. If it's not the Beyhive, somebody just go ahead and correct me. But maybe that's what we can use to spark this war that we need to happen between those two fan bases. And obviously, no, we don't really hope for injuries Could we maybe just hope for hurt feelings? Like, is that allowed? Can we hope for that?